Okay. Oh man. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. What is this? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chicago Black Delegation Podcast. I'm your host, HT High Thinking. Back on the corner show. Um, Yet again, as we've been doing for the past couple of weeks. I've been, for the most part, just doing not a couple of weeks, last couple of days. Almost all this week. Almost all this week. Kind of just been doing a little bit of research here and there. I want to make this kind of a normal thing where I kind of just instead of just doing research and looking at like a lot of content and come up with like different opinions and keeping it to myself. I like the idea of kind of showing y'all like my the way I go about performing like my own research and it's kind of like discover things together with you guys. You know what I'm trying to say? So like and then maybe if there's anything that I'm missing or anything like that, like let's just be like a group effort type of deal where we kind of, whatever topics I kind of decide on, I want to look at. If anybody out there in the audience have something to add on to it and have something to kind of help steer me in another direction, so to speak, y'all know y'all kind of get what I'm kind of trying to say. I just like the idea of like us kind of doing this research thing kind of together to some extent. Me and my audience and all that good stuff. But for the most part, like I said, just kind of make it like kind of a group effort type of thing. And I know a lot of people kind of have a lot to have. I know a lot of people have definitely, especially amongst my peer group, been paying a lot of attention to what's been going on with this big bullshit bill by Donald Trump, and I've been definitely had a lot. We definitely had a lot of discourse surrounding that, a ton of discourse surrounding that. And I definitely want to share a lot of that with you all. Let me just what am I missing here? But yeah. So, but outside of that, man, of course, there's been just a ton of shit happening on the internet. Like, and there's a lot of stuff that I want to be covering on this here platform. Just got to get around. Just got to get around to it. I actually am gonna get back to doing the show on every Sunday. We did do something last weekend and kind of been kind of rocky since before then, but we're getting back into it. Definitely getting back into the swing of things, and like I said, just gonna be got a line of stuff, a line of content. I think kind of want to touch on that. I think a lot of people really need to be talking about for the most part. And like I said, if anybody's like new to this, like all the opinions and everything like that is usually coming from a perspective of like a pro black perspective, but also a community focused one as well. So like I mean, obviously anybody can take you should be able to take this type of perspective and then apply it to their own communities. And it's essentially it's essentially like again a perspective based on the best. Not based on, but like it's like a perspective that essentially aims to bring out the best of our individual communities, rather than kind of the typical status quo thinking, the typical things, the typical perspective they are the big tech classes or pretty much what the status quo wants you to think. You know what I'm saying? Consume, don't go outside, stay in the crib, stay on your stay ostracized and isolated away from society. Don't go outside, don't engage your community, and then watch them essentially drain all your pockets. You feel me? But all that said, again, definitely got some things I want to look at tonight. Something just kind of laying on my desk from a friend of mine about. Let me see if I can find this stuff real quick. Ain't it? Yeah, yeah. Kind of just bring it up. Why is that all the way back there, bro? Okay, that ought to do it. yeah. So yeah. So like I said, some kind of just landed on my desk regarding a stockbroker, Peter Schiff or Skiff. Let me look on. Let me look on Google or Wikipedia to find out how to pronounce his man's name. Uh, yeah, it's not gonna tell me. No, it's not. That's unfortunate. We're gonna call him a Schiff, all right. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys like right now, actually, without further ado and all that good stuff. Check this out, man. Um, yeah. So this dude, I think, in the heat of the discussion surrounding, yeah, yeah, okay, well, yeah, regarding this whole NATO discussion. Regarding this whole NATO discussion, yeah, pretty crazy stuff, bro. Mike Lee. I wanna see. I know, Mike Lee. I wonder if he's somebody important. Anyway, yeah, Mike Lee talking about some leaving NATO and reuniting Trump and Musk, and this is the way. Like, oh man, listen, I spent a long time. I think it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. I kind of forgot that fast. Oh man, it's been a week for me, bro. Anyway, yeah, just kind of I spent like a good 2 hours taking a look at this old Trump and Elon beef, which it really just kind of boils down to just Trump was talking shit in front of some cameras. Basically said that only reason Elon Musk is woofing and all this stuff and talking all this shit uh, is because they are ending the EV incentives and stuff like that, and basically Elon is gonna be losing his money and all that stuff. Like, we get it. And then Elon responded by saying responded by showing multiple articles and tweets of himself and whatever else. I think maybe even like a video showing off that that is just simply not true. Like, him actually speaking the contrary. You know what I'm saying? And him having a history of speaking the contrary, saying that he actually supports ending the EV. The EV, I forgot the fucking word, but yeah, basically he was I can't believe I forgot that damn word. Doesn't matter. He was basically saying that all the incentives, EVs as incentives and stuff like that from the government. Um, so that wasn't actually it. I don't exactly know. He didn't really specify why he had a problem with Trump, but he did go on to say, yeah. What do you say? He had mentioned. Oh yeah, that's when he mentioned that about Trump being on the Epstein files, which was freaking hilarious, actually. But outside of that, yeah, outside of that, he kind of showed some video of him being buddy buddy with Elon Musk. Not Elon Musk, but Epstein, at some kind of party or whatever. Whatever. There's a lot of just like cattiness or whatever like that, and a lot of people are accusing Elon of essentially just appealing to moderates and shit like that, and it's not really. How do I put this? It's kind of like performative for the most part. That's what he's trying to say. But man, putting Trump on that Epstein list is real. How do I put this? No, that is real. Um, that's a little past performative, if you ask me, bro. That's kind of pushing that line. Anyway, yeah, I've spoken up about that shit. So yeah, this is the way. And Anna Paula Luna, I think that's the same lady. I think Anna Paula Luna. I think that's the same chick that was talking about. They had all that stuff to say about Tory Lanez. Let me see. Let me check that. Let me double check real quick. Um, yeah, that is her. Yeah, that is her. She really been yeah, she really been putting a lot out there. Yeah. Yeah, she really been putting her name out there, or putting her I'm sorry, what I'm trying to say is it's very kind of really bizarre for me to see Republican throw their hat in the race, throw their hat in this whole Tory Lanez situation. Seem to be like one of them not your business type of deals, but I mean, hey, if she want to fight for Tory Lanez for a black man, hey, she like it, I love it. It is what it is. But whatever. So, yeah, but she really trying to make a name of herself for whatever. Well, political reasons probably, but let's see what you got to say anyway. NATO is a massive financial drain on the country. While we actively are pushing for peace between Ukraine and Russia, the majority of NATO is actively involved in undermining our efforts. Financial drain on this country. I'm not. I'm pretty sure there's a long, robust reasoning for that. I'm not particularly certain because that's the one thing I wanted to look into as well. Like the GDP situation between America and all these other countries, neighboring countries, or just the world essentially. But yeah, like a lot. I mean, I'm hearing talks of Republicans asking or making statements of dismissing or leaving NATO and stuff like that. I'm not entirely convinced that's a good idea. I mean, honestly, my whole opinion of what's been happening with regarding the Republican or how the Republican Party has been leading, and let alone, I mean, especially their opinions is they trying to do too much shit at once, bro. They just trying to do too much shit at once. Like if you're gonna address the tariff, I mean not the tariffs, you're gonna address the situation amongst us not having enough money. Like you can't do all of this shit all at once, bro. You can't just take away. You can't just severely downsize Medicare like that, and also attack and also try to attack this tariff. Implement this massive tariff situation when we don't even have like the business within America to essentially divert that. What I'm trying to say is this: like usually when people instill tariffs on a country, there's usually like a business within America for the consumers to divert that money towards. You know what I'm trying to say? So let's say they want to put a tariff on every country, on every foreign vehicle because they want Americans to start buying more American vehicles. So yeah, they can instill a tariff on foreign vehicles across the nation. Let's just say they actually decided to do this. It's not. I mean, at the very least, there are like American companies, American car companies that will that Americans can turn to purchase their vehicles and stuff like that. So like that would make some sense. But like for some of these tariffs that they for some of the but like say China, for example, who's just this giant manufacturing country, it's gonna hurt the American economy entirely too much because we just don't have what they have over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have no choice but to import, and you have no choice but to pay Uncle Sam all this money just to import. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to get to comments. It's when I notice them for the most part. Like usually, for the most part, I'm just kind of riffing right now, and I'll probably just kind of let you guys know what's going on like next time. But Blood says, I think most presidents take the easy option of increasing the debt. Neither tax raises or spending cuts are popular, of course. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, and I get it, man. I get it's all about trying to balance the budget. We're trying to go at, we're trying to move. I mean, I think the big talking point right now is especially amongst the Republicans is raising the debt ceiling is a bad idea. I'm pretty sure Democrats, many Democrats feel the same way as well. But yeah, not raising the debt ceiling, like we get it. If we can't manage what we spend already, like it doesn't make sense to raise the debt ceiling. It's just going to put us further in debt if we can't spend responsibly. Like I get it. But I think Marjorie Taylor Greene actually said something kind of interesting for once. She actually mentions that if I can find the video, one of my friends dropped it in a link for me, but she actually stated that we have like $200 trillion in assets that we could be looking at as opposed, and we have like a, as far as our economy, we have a $30 trillion economy, 200 trillion in assets, and then I forget how much we owe right now. How much America on debt? Let me see if I can post it real quick. Because it's like I know it's going up every like I know it's going up like $150,000 every second, which is fucking ridiculous. But give me a second. Let me see if I can find this. U.S. debt. Yeah. U.S. debt clock. This is OD. Yeah. U.S. national debt clock. Oh, look at this shit. Yeah, U.S. national debt. Yeah, okay, yeah, 36 trillion. Damn, I ain't never seen this shit before. Holy shit! Oh yeah, we gonna have fun with this one. The amazing, yeah, it's a bro. The amazing new mobile app. It just lets you know. That's actually fucking hilarious. The amazing new mobile app letting you know how fucked America is right now. Then look at these numbers go, bro. They are not going down at all. Hell no. This is fucking embarrassing, bro. Anyway, yeah, there you go. So $36.9 trillion. Let me sound it. Thousand, million, billion, yeah. $36.9 trillion in debt, cuz that is OD. Anyway, so yeah, back to our yeah. All right, let me go and continue so I can get to this bill. So yeah, they Anna Paula Luna talking about getting rid of nail, blah blah blah. This gentleman named Catturd. All right, Mike, I love you. The Elon called Trump. Wait a minute, Mike, I love you. He's talking to Mike Lee. The Elon called Trump a pedophile. I don't know, however YouTube is just. There's literally no coming back from that ever. Agreeable. Like I said, Elon is, it ain't just the pedophile, but also like, yeah, Epstein, BFF, and all that stuff. Yeah, he was throwing some serious allegations at him. I personally couldn't, and nobody I know is going to call me something as extreme as this, and then think we finna bounce back from this. But this is politics, and I know things can get performative for the most, in the most extreme way possible. So. And this. So I feel like this whole Doge thing was one big dumbass meme anyway. So I think it's all. I wouldn't run it past me. In other words, but yeah, there's no coming back when I agree. So this dude Peter Schiff. I don't know how to say this guy's name. He actually says, for your information, pedophiles are attracted to prepubescent girls and boys. I'm not defending Epstein, but he had sex with teenagers, 14 through 17, that had physically developed sexually. They were underage, so criminal and immoral, but this does not make him a pedophile. Like, okay. And this is not the first time I've heard people make like this, make the separation between, pedophiles and like people that are, individuals that are, I guess, developed like, their, the balls dropped and all this stuff. What, like, we get it. Like what typically happens to, people between ages 14 on up, you know what I'm saying? Puberty kicks in. Listen, like, I get it, man, but like, it's just not something that I would ever put any like energy towards. Like if the law states that the age of consent is whatever your country, whatever your state calls it, whatever, but federally is 18, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't like the idea of some states such as like Mississippi, I think being as low as 14. I think it's 14. But yeah, if this dude kind of coming in and like, hey, actually, in defense of, I mean, I don't like, what are you trying to do here? Like, I know some people be having like these different types of angles they try to go at to try to like, is he trying to defend them? Is he defending pedophiles? Like, is he defending, like, what is the purpose? What is like the behind purpose behind this dude like defending a I mean, saying this. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying that he's, this guy catcher came in and said, Elon called Trump a pedo. So this dude responded by saying, well, he's not calling him a pedo, but he's also not saying it's not criminal and immoral or anything like that. But he's not a pedo. I'm like we guess, like, oh, sure, I guess. Like, if you have to say that, if it's true, I mean, I guess. But like, again, who the fuck cares? Like, you're gonna be if you as an adult participate in sexual escapades or do these weird things with people that are not of age, yeah, you're going to jail for that shit. I think it's for the same amount of time anyway. I don't think there's a separation between and that sort of a thing. Like, you're engaging with that type of activity with somebody that can't consent. Like, that's all we need to know. You know what I'm saying? If they're a pedo, like, bro, I don't care. No, I do not care about the semantics in this situation. Nobody normal cares about semantics in this situation. And like, quite frankly, the problem is still there. The even if he used the right term, the right file, the right terminology here, it still wouldn't change the fact that he caused Trump a lot of harm publicity wise. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody like, if anybody's dealing with anybody under the age, in a nefarious manner such as that, no, that's not, we not rocking with that. Like, that's the type of behavior that, you get ostracized or you get exiled for. You know what I'm saying? So this dude Peter, I mean, this big stockbroker and stuff like that for him to come in and make that sort of a claim. Like, no, nobody cares about that, bro. Like, for real. How do I get to my next slide here? But yeah, all this is definitely freaking happening. So that was super strange for him to kind of come in and say that. Give me a second. I think somebody left a comment too, so let me get to that as well. Okay. That ain't it. So let me go to the next one. Okay, so yeah, he makes a statement here, and then oh, well, hold on. Well, yeah. So diligent denizen comments to say that's literally the definition. They were children, physically, mentally, and legally. Might want to rethink the post. Horrible look. Okay, then maybe there's an argument. Well, let's see how this progresses. A person who is attracted to children, and I'm pretty sure he comes in to make another claim. He's trying to, I guess at this point he's just fighting for his own life here. That ain't it. I think it's this one. Wait. Okay. Yeah, so legally anyone under 18 is generally considered a child in the US. So Epstein's victims aged 11 to 17 were children. Clinically, pedophiles involve attraction to prepubescent children under 13, and since many victims were teenagers, Epstein's actions may align more. Let me see. Wait, what? Legally, anyone under 18 generally considered a child in the U.S. So Jeffrey's victims aged 11 to 17 were children. Clinically, pedophiles involve attraction to prepubescent children under 13, and since many victims were teenagers, Epstein's actions may align more. I mean, yeah, like I said, especially generally considered a child in the U.S. Maybe there's some difference between like states' rights and stuff like that, I guess, but. I mean, let me see. I'm not saying it wasn't a crime. I'm just saying it's not a pedophile. When I was in college, oh God, here we go. Here's that. Is this self-reporting? Wait, what? Wait, what? I'm not saying it was a crime. I'm just saying it's not pedophilia when I was in college, I had, with underage girls. That doesn't make me a pedophile. Oh, goddamn. Are you an idiot? Oh, damn. Yo, put this guy, lock this nigga up. yo, lock this, yo, lock this motherfucker up, bro. What are you talking about, bro? That doesn't make me a, bro, bro, underage girls? You was doing it with underage girls, my guy? Nigga, yes, that makes you a pedophile. Listen, bro. Listen, if that doesn't make you a pedophile, and again, I've heard this argument before. Like, there's a separate word for individuals that engage with sexual activity under the age, whom people are under the age, but over the age of 13. It's just simply something about like them having like again their period. What's that fucking word? I forgot the word already. This is gonna be a number for my fucking show apparently. Puberty. People that had young people that had they went through puberty but aren't of age yet. There's like a word for that. Don't know what it is, but look again. I don't like nobody fucking cares. Like these people are not adults. They are. You're still a criminal, right? You're still a criminal for engaging with sexual activity with these people. Yeah. So even if that doesn't make you a pedophile, that's still. Why would you say that? When I was in college, I had sex with underage girls. That doesn't make you God, it makes you a fucking criminal, my nigga. Why would you? We got some comments, man. Elon Blood also says Elon is thinking more long term. Politicians think for the next election cycle. Yeah, that's pretty typical. I would agree that's pretty typical for them to do that. For them to say that it's. I would agree that politicians tend to think for the next election cycle, which is really unfortunate. Which really does mean that this shit need to be. How do I put this? When it becomes a competition, I'm talking politics. When politics become more of a competition than it is about improving the lives of like the working class, then we have a problem. You feel me? Then we have a severe issue. When these people are just trying to figure out who is the who's going to be winning this next like whose team is in the lead, like who's going to get the most votes, like whose bill is who's going to claim the next big change in America, like is it the blue team or is it the red team? And that's complete fucking nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's enough of this. I want to take a look. I kind of want to take a look at who this dude is. But I mean, it really don't matter too much. He's a stockbroker, and I guess he has like a podcast or a radio show or whatever like that. Business career, he was a stockbroker at Lehman Brothers brokerage in the early 90s. So that's good for him, I guess. I'm not reading all this stuff. This dude's a fucking weirdo, man. 2008 financial crisis. In August 2006 interview, Schiff, somebody need to tell me how to say this dude's name. Schiff said the United States is like the Titanic, and I'm here with a lifeboat trying to get people to leave the ship. I see a real financial crisis coming to the United States on December 31st, 2006, in the telecast debate on Fox News. Schiff, I cannot say this dude's name. Schiff forecast that what's going to happen in 2008 is the real estate prices, which had peaked in December 2005, are going to come crashing down to earth. In his 2007 book, Crash Proof, Schiff wrote that United States economic policies were fundamentally unsound. Since then, he has said many times that without change in United States government economic policy, there would be hyperinflation. That there's quite a bit of inflation that happened for sure, and that's the imbalance between the number of goods the United States consume and what it produced would eventually lead to problems for the United States economy. As a remedy, he favored increased personal savings and production to stimulate economic growth. Schiff cited the United States low personal savings rate as one of the causes of the transformation from the world's largest creditor nation in the 70s to the largest debt nation in 2000. Yeah, that's for damn sure. He attributed the low savings rate to what he asserts are high inflation and artificially low interest rates set by the Federal Reserve. Yeah. And in '08 and 10, appearances on Fox News and Financial News Network, CNBC, Schiff mentions factors such as speculation and the absence of lending standards as factors that had contributed to the housing crisis, which began in '07. The housing crisis began in '07 for real? Damn, that's crazy. And here I am thinking everything started in COVID. On December 13, 2007, in an interview on the Bloomberg TV show Opening Exchange, Schiff added that he felt the crisis would extend to the credit card lending industry, and he called consumer credit a cancer on the free market economy. Schiff said that interest rates would rise, that the dollar would collapse. Okay, he knows, yeah. Okay, he knows his money, it seems like, and that all classes of dollar denominated assets will fall in value relative to non-U.S. assets. He predicted a huge crisis and the blow-up of credit card finance in 2008, with the results that consumer credit card spending limits will be slashed by card issuers. He added that Americans would no longer be able to make purchases using their credit card lines. This prediction went unrealized, referring to the housing market. Schiff went on to criticize the public policy of the Bush administration to vilify threatened lenders for reckless borrowing. Okay. Yeah. I want to look into that as well, because I'm hearing that the Bush administration and I'm going to say something he had pushed forward. Or I want to say, I'm going to have to find the video again, because I actually watched it today, like kind of citing that there was an opportunity there for our economy to go in one direction. I mean, that's a direction towards no debt, which they argued, the person argued that we would have no debt today had Bush made the proper decisions during that time period. Don't know. Don't even know if that was possible, but I do want to kind of research that. But if Bush started all this, then shame on him. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't just the Bush administration that led America to the problems that we have today. In March 2009 speech, Schiff said that it would be impossible for the United States public debt to China to be rapid unless the U.S. dollar's value is substantially diluted through inflation. In September 2009, with the gold below 1,000 per ounce, Schiff said that he foresaw gold at over $4,000 per ounce in the future, and that the stock market rally, which began that year, was a rally in a bear market. Okay. All right. So he seems to know, he seems to be really engaged in the economy, stuff like that. Didn't have too bad a takes. He definitely at least was implementing some critical thinking, especially during this time period. It's just, if only like people were to be listening to economists and stuff like that during that time period, at least listen more and let them kind of make the I don't know. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to put all my faith into economists, stuff like that. Their projections don't always be right sometimes. Again, I think the best thing for me to do is kind of research this, but at least, okay, maybe I should watch the video I saw earlier over again to see where it was coming from, take notes, and then kind of start my research from there. Otherwise, taxation, Medicare, Bitcoin. He probably has some. Oh God, real quick. He's a skeptic. Okay, I am also a Bitcoin skeptic. But anybody in the chat likes them some Bitcoin, hey, by all means, have fun with it. It's definitely not for me. But yeah. So and then he ran. I think he ran for. I think he ran for Senate or something. Oh yeah, here it is right here. He ran for Senate in 2010. Okay, so but yeah, webcast, you on TV, blah blah. Okay, so yeah, this dude is a weirdo because he's trying to defend pedophilia, blah blah blah. All right, so let's go on to the thing everybody is here for. I'm definitely interested in this argument. This is coming from the White House. I'm definitely interested in this argument of what they consider to be the 50 pros of the big bullshit bill. I'm not gonna be completely learned on it, but we also gonna have a counter argument. Well, somewhat of a counter argument later on. With I think Tax Foundation, taxfoundation.org. Actually, they gonna talk about what's some rebuttals to some things people are trying to say is good about it. Well, I mean, they don't really seem to be that lengthy at all either. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see what we kind of come up with. And again, if anybody in the chat knows anything, has like a something to address regarding what we read here, if you can kind of provide like another, maybe some elaborations or something like that, or actually maybe make some corrections or tell us how they're lying or to some avail. The numbers right there. Hopefully, if it doesn't work, then like let me know if it doesn't work. But yeah, it should be working. Matter of fact, let me get this thing running. Shit. Wait, is Skype even working anymore? Oh shit, I forgot Skype probably doesn't work anymore. Oh god. Oh, give me a second. Oh shit, I forgot Skype. I think they died. I think didn't they get rid of Skype or something like that? Hold on, man. Yeah, it's my app right here, bro. It ain't working no more. Okay, there it is. I think it's not. I think they got rid of Skype though. I kind of remember them saying they got rid of Skype. Well, whatever. Just hit me in the chat, man. I'm gonna have it ready. I'm gonna have it ready later. But yeah, anyway. All right. Let's get this. Let's get this on the road. Number one, it delivers the largest tax cut in American history. That means an extra $5,000 in Americans' pockets with a double-digit percentage decrease to their tax bills. Americans earning between $30,000 and $80,000 will pay around 15% less in taxes. Is there any way? Because I'm hearing, okay, so we can really click on all this stuff too. Okay, so they actually do, provide some extra links and stuff like that for us to kind of further research on. Okay, we're gonna go through all of it first, and then we're gonna just kind of click on like the clickables a little bit later. Oh, did I fuck up? I think I fucked up. Here it is. Oh, that's not it. Here it is. Yeah, look, so I'm not gonna click on anything. I'm gonna just click on all the extra stuff later on. In fact, wait, man, this ain't it. God damn it. All right, here we go. Number two, it makes Trump tax cut permanent, preventing the largest tax increase ever. If the bill doesn't pass, Americans will see the largest tax increase in history. So this is something I did kind of run into actually. If I recall correctly, they said the thing that they said the only like the let me see if I can pull it up. Tax brackets. So yeah, this right here, y'all can see is right. So this right here, this 37,000. 37%. Everything. What they want to make permanent is this 37%. Is what I heard. We gotta verify this too. But like they want to make this part here permanent, but everything else is subject is wait a minute. Yeah, they want to make this like this tax bracket permanent, as in it won't increase, won't decrease, but and more importantly, won't increase. But if the bill won't pass, but if like down the line, I think 2028, if the bill isn't renewed, then everybody, all these other percentages won't will be affected, and they will go up, and they will need to be they're essentially everybody except for the the billionaire class will not have to. I mean, will then have to essentially pick up the weight, pick up the slack as far as the debt. So that will likely mean that our percentages will skyrocket. At least that's what I kind of been hearing. I'm gonna have to go back and research that as well, just in case I was wrong about that. But number three, it raises Americans' take-home pay by as much as $13,300 and wages by as much as $11,600. It raises the spending curse plaguing Washington, D.C. The bill delivers the largest deficit reduction in nearly 30 years with $1.6 trillion in mandatory savings, the largest single reduction in mandatory spending in our country's history. Largest deficit reduction in 30 years with $1.6 trillion in mandatory. I definitely want to see this. Like mandatory savings. I want to know what they mean by this. Mandatory spending is what I want to know. Like, if you're gonna be again, like some of these things is like you kind of wonder what this stuff, like mandatory spending. We're gonna get to the bottom of that because I really need to know what that means. Is that are we talking about infrastructure things? We talking about the fire department? Like what are we kind of cutting? What social services and stuff like that? Like what is mandatory? What is considered as a mandatory spending? Like you really gotta be anal about the verbiage they try to use, especially on as far as the government is concerned. Number five, it delivers no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. This makes good on two President Trump's cornerstone campaign promises, and it will benefit hardworking Americans where they need the most, their paychecks. I heard there's a caveat to this as well, and I need the I need the pen. Give me a second. I know there was some weird things I was hearing about the verbiage of this as well, which really wasn't what it sounded like. Let me see. This mean okay. It provides historic tax cuts for seniors. Okay, that's neat. It finishes President Trump's border wall. As a result, 701 miles of primary wall, 900 miles of river barriers, 629 miles of secondary barriers, and 141 miles of vehicle and pedestrian barriers will be constructed. Man, I swear to listen. This fucking wall had better fucking work because I was never a believer from the first time he said that shit, and I was pretty happy he didn't. I was pretty happy he didn't finish it. That'd have cost us too much fucking money. And that aside, but was interesting. I think I did read that Joe Biden was making improvements towards that wall as well, which is kind of strange. Let me actually check that out real quick. We're gonna Google. Google's gonna help us a lot with it. This is gonna just save me a lot of time. Oh, here it is right here. Shit. What was it? New York Post. Biden administration to spend $950 million. Come on, article. I mean, that's why I need that pop-up blocker. Biden administration spent $950 million on border wall repairs, upgrades after campaign promised to not build another wall, another foot. God damn it, Biden. Biden, you can't be lying, man. They're gonna catch it. This is why it's so hard to trust Democrats, bro. Like listen, I'm a community-minded person. I lean for communities and stuff like that, and self-sufficiency of communities. And it just so happens that I do believe that government for federal funding can help out communities and stuff like that. So whatever a government can do to assist the community directly is what I pretty much vouch for. And from at least from my perspective, I'm been seeing a lot of Democrats do more for that in that regard. But it's like this. But it's like this. when you when you get caught like double speaking and lying and manipulating and stuff like that, it makes it so much harder for people to trust y'all Democrats. Like that's just kind of where we're at right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm listen. Some people, I mean, this is a very like behavior that drove people away from the Democratic Party. You know what I mean? And I was like, it's like, what can you say at this point? Like he literally just got caught with his pants down. Flat out said that he wasn't going to be supporting won't build another foot. I mean, yeah, and I do remember him, claiming that he doesn't support building this wall and all this stuff. But yeah, not almost almost $1 billion on this wall, and then whatever, bro. It is what it is, I guess. That's politics. So yeah, he's gonna build his wall, whatever. I guess maybe the wall is a good idea since there seems to be a bipartisan endeavor, evidently. Number 9, it increases the child tax credit to $2,500 per family. I mean, like this stuff definitely seems to be like good. It sounds great, like tax cuts and more money in our pockets, stuff like that. But it's like it's always about that trade off, bro. And it looks like that trade off is well, here it is right here. Number 10, it protects Medicaid for Americans who truly need it. This bill eliminates waste, fraud, and abuse by ending benefits for at least 1.4 million illegal immigrants who are gaming the system. Oh my God, that's okay. That's okay. I can't even nope. I can't even do it. I know it's here somewhere. I hope it's here somewhere. Hold on. And I want to do more. I want to look more into this like later on and stuff like that. But like, bro, this one I have to like see with my own eyes. Because they said they only want to talk about the illegal immigrants that have been gaming the system. But I want to know like who else won't be able to qualify for Medicaid after this big beautiful bill passes. Medicaid. Qualifications. There we go. Qualifying. There we go. What's good there? Let's see what ABC got it. What will Trump's big bill do to Medicaid and SNAP? A large part of funding for the United States. I'm tripping. A large part of funding for President Donald Trump's second term agenda would come from cuts. I'm gonna just kind of speed read so I can get to the thing I'm actually looking for. Actually, I'm gonna just do this. I don't know. Okay. Damn. None of my. Okay. I guess I don't know. Let me just get through this. What kind? Wait. A large part of funding for Donald Trump's second term agenda will come from cuts to safety net programs like Medicaid, the health care program for lower income Americans and those with disabilities, and SNAP, which helps millions of lower income Americans buy groceries every month. The bill passed the House makes around $600 billion in cuts to Medicaid. About 10.9 million people could lose their coverage over the next 10 years, according to Wednesday's estimate by the Congressional Budget Office. This might be what I'm looking for. The SNAP cuts total of estimated $230 billion over 10 years. Republicans say their goal is redirecting the waste, fraud, and abuse. Okay. Medicaid cuts work requirement. All right, here we go. The bill imposes new 80 hours per month work requirements on able-bodied Medicaid recipients aged 19 to 64 who don't have dependents. So if you do have a dependent, somebody that you are accountable over, you don't have to work this 80-hour week then. These requirements include working or other approved activities such as volunteering, okay? Under the bill's current text, these work requirements won't kick in until 2026. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this one. I definitely heard this one before. So they basically saying that hey, no more free rides. Go out there, get out there, and get active to earn this health care and stuff like that. I would like to know what like disabled people. Maybe I should get through the rest of this before I kind of start calling out disadvantaged people. I want to know what the counter argument to this is. Whom can't make these 80 hour work hours per month. Because I'm really trying to gauge this in like actual good faith here. Because like I said, I get it. Like they're targeting individuals that just don't do anything. They want everybody to contribute to society and stuff like that. I get it, but I'm very curious as to the counter argument. Then I'll kind of gauge it based on like I personally right now I just don't personally have the I don't have the range to understand like what would be the argument against this per se. On like it seems at good faith, it seems like they want people to just start contributing towards society and contribute towards the development of the country. I get it, but just to strip away something that people like rely on, I don't know. So it's kind of don't feel right, but I'll kind of reserve judgment till I hear it both sides. Increase eligibility checks. The bill also requires states to conduct eligibility redeterminations at least every 6 months for all recipients, instead of the current 12 months. Conduct eligibility redeterminations. Okay, I guess. So I mean, like, dude, that's like they're not gonna like twice the workload a year. So now you're gonna spend more money like processing all of these cases. Why does it need to be every 6 months instead of 12 months? Like, what do they need? Like, what do they need that? I don't agree with that one at all. Undocumented migrants. Well, okay, this one is a given. The legislation seeks to prohibit states from using their funds to cover undocumented immigrants. Undocumented immigrants are not eligible for Medicaid, but 14 states and the District of Columbia have opted to use their own funds to cover those individuals. Okay, this bill would penalize them by reducing Medicaid funding. Oh, wow, what? Oh, they wild for that one. What, for real? The White House estimates approximately 1.4 million undocumented migrants will lose coverage. Well, okay, that's okay. Hold on now. It's like okay, because listen, regarding this immigration, okay, maybe not the deportation thing, but like immigration management is definitely like a bipartisan issue. Like both Republicans and Democrats, both opt for legislation on border patrol and all of this stuff. Like that's what. I forgot the name of the bill that Kamala Harris tried to pass, but it was shot down by the Republicans. And she said, and many of the other Democrats have said, is because Trump wanted to run on it for himself. And I know I think Byron, I forgot the guy. I think he's like a representative out of Florida, the black dude. He has said that I remember him saying that it was about this money they was trying to send to Ukraine that was hidden in the bill and stuff like that. But I also heard that they tried to pass a separate bill regarding the immigration thing, and I guess they still shot it down too. I don't know. I'll probably look it up a little bit later. I don't know. Anything I'm saying, anybody can like correct me in the comment section. But yeah. This is the thing. So if these people if states wanted to make the decision to help them out, like help out the illegal immigrants for whatever reason, I mean, mostly the reasoning is these people. these illegal undocumented immigrants do contribute, do pay taxes. Like, contrary. I'll go. This is gonna be a quick. This will be a quick Google search real quick. Based on information from Reddit discussions, here's a summary of undocumented immigrants and their tax payments in the United States. Hold on. Yeah, undocumented immigrants in the United States are generally required to pay taxes. They contribute significantly to the tax system at the federal, state, and local levels. Yeah. Like I said, they pay taxes and they also work for cheap. You know what I'm saying? So there is some incentive and these people being healthy. So for those states that decide to help these legal immigrants, then it is. I mean, that's what they decided to do. But for the United States government to penalize them by reducing their Medicaid funding, that is crazy. That's kind of tough right there. Oh man, it's like, man, Donald Trump, man, the administration rather, they be. It's like it's like quasi authoritarianism, bro. Quasi like fascism, bro. If it ain't, I mean, I know my leftist friends are like, no, it's full on. I get it, but man, it's like, yeah, it probably is. I ain't gonna lie. Well, I don't know. Whatever y'all, whatever your opinion is on it, whatever your opinion on it is, I get it. But the fact of the matter is, that's kind of, I don't like that at all, bro. Like they should. Like if those people want to create if those people want to vote and decide that those illegal immigrants should get a piece of the cut as far as Medicaid and stuff like that, or if they want to pitch in their own money and and taxes and then help them out and stuff like that. I mean, let that be the decision. But you're gonna penalize them is just kind of nuts. Anyway, increased copays. The bill increases copay for Medicaid recipients who make more than the federal poverty level of just over $15,500 for single beneficiaries. They would be required to pay an extra $35 copay in some visits. It increases copay for Medicaid recipients who make more than the federal poverty level of just over. Wait, what? Okay, am I tweaking? The bill increases copay for Medicaid recipients who make more than the federal poverty level of just over. Okay, so I guess $15,000 is the federal poverty level. For single beneficiaries, they would be required to pay an extra $35 a month. Huh? They were like, what? Bro, what? Wait, that's why my brain wasn't like really, it wasn't working for a second. Because I'm like, usually when people make less money, they usually have to pay less money because they barely have enough to survive as it is.
Scientist makes a key discovery.
I said, oh, wow, this might be something.
Our chief of
I don't know why is it still
detectives called
playing.
and said that we all needed to get together. He needed to talk.
I don't know why that happened. Yeah, like I said, like bro, they only make $15,000. Yeah, like why you making them pay more money for that? Cause whatever, man. I guess that is crazy to me. Income and residency verification required. Medicaid paperwork for income and residency verification will increase as lawmakers look to crack down on people who are double dipping in multiple jurisdictions. The additional steps are expected to especially impact seniors and others who can't promptly respond. Let me read these comments real quick. God bless God Emperor Trump. May he reign for 1,000 years. Okay, well I knew somebody like that was gonna jump in. Anyway, Required Medicaid paperwork for income and residency verification will increase as lawmakers look to crack down on people who are double dipping in multiple jurisdictions. The additional steps are expected to especially impact seniors and others who can't promptly respond. Okay, so yeah, this is them going in on those individuals that I guess game the system, I guess. I mean, yeah. What can I say about that? If I guess fair is fair. I mean, if you kind of taking more than what's allocated or what's numerically allocated, especially for you as an individual, and you just trying to take money with more than your share. I mean, much like the PPP loans, bro. Like they just gonna come for you because it's not like it's not a handout, man. In this case, it's not supposed to be that type of a handout. Anyway, prohibits funds for abortion providers and gender transition care. Man, what about for states that, okay, maybe they just not gonna, let's see what this says. The legislation will ban Medicaid funding for Planned Parenthood as long as the organization provides abortions and abortion services. Yeah, okay. The legislation also prohibits Medicaid funds from going to gender transition care, including puberty blockers, hormone treatment, and surgery. In the initial text of the bill, this language applied only to children, but it was expanded to include adults shortly before the House votes. Okay, yeah. So Medicaid funding to so it's basically Planned Parenthood. But doesn't is Planned Parenthood is not the only place that does abortions, right? Doesn't hospitals do abortions as well? Let me see. Maybe I don't know. Abortion, yeah, it's more than this. Family Planning Associates, Planned Parenthood. Yeah, there's a lot of places that's not Planned Parenthood that does those type of things. I don't know. So is it just Planned Parenthood? I wonder. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, well, as far as this thing is concerned, listen, because they was coming for y'all. Yeah, as soon as y'all saw Trump's name, as soon as you saw him win the presidency, you kind of know what was coming next, bro. He was going all of that segue, all that progress that that community made, LGBTQ plus community made. Yeah, all that's cut off with the under Republican administration. It is what it is. Well, which is really interesting that many of those individuals voted against their own interests, but it is what it is, I guess. Obamacare enrollment. The bill ends open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act a month earlier. Most states hold open enrollment from November 1st to January 15th. The House bill requires open enrollment to end on December 15th. An analysis from the Kaiser Family Foundation found in 2025 that roughly 40% of enrollees, or about 10 million people, selected plans after December 15th. The legislation also eliminates a Biden-era policy that allows year-round ACA, Affordable Care Act enrollment for the poorest Americans, those who make up 150% of the poverty level, or around $22.6 thousand a year. Americans will still be able to enroll year-round if they've had a change in circumstances or the occurrence of a specific event. Okay, of a specific event. Jeez, do they explain what this stuff even means? Like the verbiage is a specific event. Why didn't they tell you what the specific event means? Like, come on now. It ends enrollment for Affordable Care Act a month earlier, which is petty. Most states hold open enrollment from November 1st to January 15th. The House bill requires open enrollment on December 15th. And analysis, yeah, that's just petty, bro. Yeah, I mean that's you're cutting off you're giving people less time to enroll for Affordable Care Act. It's just petty shit, bro. It's just completely petty. These changes will codify a rule proposed in March by the Trump Administration Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Snap cuts. The bill tightens eligibility requirements for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which used to be called a food stamp program, which helped roughly 42 million low-income people buy groceries per month in 2024. It tightens eligibility requirements. This is really important. So work requirements. The bill raises the age for work requirements from 54 to 64. Wow. A similar bill introduced. That's tough. that is tough. A similar bill introduced in the House in 2023 would have reduced roles by between 3 million and 3.5 million people, according to the CBO. It would also require parents with children older than 6 to meet the work requirement. Okay, older than 6 to meet the work requirement. Okay, there is currently no work requirement for SNAP beneficiaries with dependent children at home. Okay. Well, at least that's something, I guess. With kids under 6 years old, shifting costs to state. SNAP is currently 100% federally funded. The bill requires states to share at least 5% of SNAP benefit costs starting in 2028. So they want states to pitch in 5%. I mean, it don't look that bad now, but I wonder what it's going to look like in after maybe like 10, 20 years, something like that. Is that number going to increase? That's going to be pretty, that'll be pretty unfortunate. Indirect effects. The changes could have an impact on school lunch programs, requiring some previously eligible families to apply for access, and on federal reimbursement payments for some school districts. Okay. Coming out, man, going after the kids for real, bro. Okay, so so this is the full list of the new requirements for the like the Medicaid type shit. Very informative. 50 wins. Okay. All right. Onward and upward. The implements popular work requirements for able-bodied Americans receiving taxpayer-funded benefits. Oh my God! Let me go back to that. Okay, so the purpose of us even going through all of that stuff, it says it protects Medicaid for Americans who truly need it. The bill eliminates waste, fraud, and abuse by ending benefits for at least 1.4 million illegal immigrants who are gaming the system. So it's like, bro, I don't. This is the type of shit I don't like. They're just give you like a snippet of who will be affected, but obviously we just went through a whole list of people, like a whole list of new requirements that yes, you can still get it, but it's just so much extra shit you gotta do, like going from increasing the required age from 54 to 60, I think 63 or 64, to like giving you like 1 month less to apply for American Care Act and stuff like that. It's like I don't like it. I don't like this verbiage at all. Like that's what I just gotta say. You gotta. It's one thing just read this stuff, but you definitely gotta check out the research. You're like research it for yourself, bro. But that's what that's what I'm here for. It implements popular work requirements for able-bodied Americans receiving taxpayer-funded benefits. Okay, is this okay? Okay, maybe I can give some credit here. Maybe this is it goes in tandem with this. Maybe. So, okay, they just said taxpayer-funded benefits. Whatever. Through common sense, clean era work, volunteer education, and or training requirements, the one big bullshit bill lifts Americans up to find a better quality of life through the dignity of work. Yeah. I'll give some credit. I'll be nice to say that it does coincide with the Medicaid thing. Like it is a taxpayer funded benefit, Medicaid. So we'll give them a bone with that. 12, it eliminates hundreds of billions of dollars in green new scam tax credits. What, really, nigga? The green new scam. Okay, yeah. Whatever, bro. The legislation immediately stops credits from flowing to China, saving taxpayers $500 billion every year. I have to look into this because you can only trust so much what this current administration says. Give me a second. It ends Biden's war on American energy. The bill finally unleashes American energy dominance by opening federal lands and waters to oil, gas, and coal, geothermal, and mineral leasing. There we get it. It streamlines onerous permitting processes so America can get building again. Onerous permitting process so America can get building. Okay. It reveals the strategic petroleum reserve to safeguard America's energy security. Okay. It repeals and rescinds every green corporate welfare subsidy in Democrats' so-called Inflation Reduction Acts. Oh man, a lot of stuff I'm not extremely familiar with, and I'm wondering. Okay, it was required me to perform some additional research on that. It stops illegal immigrants from receiving tax credits and tax remittances. Remittance. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know what this word means. I think that's wait. Isn't that just like ability to re-enter? Isn't that basically what that means? Let me just look real quick. Remittances are funds sent by migrants. Oh yeah, that's okay. I learned this word a long time ago. Yeah, in their home countries. These transfers are a significant source of income for many families, particularly in developing nations, and can contribute to economic growth and development. Yeah. I remember that. So what are they doing about this? Stops illegal immigrants from receiving tax credits and tax remittances. Remittances. I can't say the damn word. Since of foreign countries. Stops illegal immigrants from receiving tax credits and tax remittances since of foreign countries. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm gonna be getting tired. It taxes it. It taxes. That's not tax, but it taxes like the money they send to their foreign countries. Okay, I get it. My bad. I must be getting tired. 19 to support small business by increasing the Section 1998 deduction to 23%, promoting the growth and success of main streets. Okay. Okay, that's I do support small business. That's a really big deal. I don't know what increase the Section 1998 deduction to 23%. I did want to check this one out. Number 19. Okay. Yeah. All right. We definitely support small business around here. Definitely support your small businesses, no matter. I would rather say local business, especially, but small business as well. Anything to kind of to fight back against big corporations and stuff like that. Last thing we need to do is give them more money so they can further propagandize policies and politicians. Politics in general, rather. And incentivizes made in America. The bill rewards companies that build their products in America with lower taxes and allows Americans who buy an American-made vehicle to fully deduct their auto loan interest. Okay, so yeah, it's trying to. Okay, well, this is that good old nationalism type of anti-globalist type of thing, which is pretty typical. Which is pretty much this is what they going for. They going for like a nationalistic type of agenda to drive up the economy. Hopefully, hey, look, hopefully it works as far as I'm concerned. 21, it creates new Trump savings accounts for newborns, allowing children across America to experience the miracle of compounded growth. Savings accounts for newborns. What's compounded growth mean? I don't know what that means. It creates a new Trump savings account for newborns. I never heard this one. I never heard this before. So I haven't heard about this one. 22, it expands access to child care for hardworking American families. It expands access to child care for hardworking American families. Okay. All right. We just got to see how it's actually implemented. You know what I'm saying? It provides historic increases in funding for the United States Coast Guard. This will help block illegal drugs and migrants from entering our country, protect our sovereignty in the Arctic, and promote our national security. 24, it supports building new factories to grow domestic businesses operations. The bill renews 100% immediate expenses and interest deductions, increases the small business deduction, and establishes 100% immediate expending for equipment and machinery. I mean, like, look, bro, this has been great. This has been great if this has been great had it been implemented before he added all these tariffs, because like these businesses need to be created first before we started. Hold on a second. Yeah. Wait. So establish 100% immediate expensing for equipment and machinery. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because the problem is you got like this massive tariff on lumber. You got this huge tariff going on in Canada and Mexico, but especially Canada, who supplies us like a good portion of our lumber, which would be obviously be useful for constructing factories and things of nature that these corporations will need to access to in order to build these companies. I mean, build these factories. I mean, where do we get our steel from? Is that grown in home, or is that grown nationally, or do we import steel? The United States imports a significant portion of its steel needs, with roughly a quarter of the total being sourced from other countries. Canada and Mexico are major suppliers. I thought so. According to accounting for a large percentage of U.S. steel imports, along with allies like Japan, Germany, and South Korea. Yeah, top suppliers: Canada, Mexico, Brazil, South Korea, and Japan are the main sources of U.S. steel imports. While China is the world's largest steel producer and exporter, it sends relatively little steel to the United States due to factors like tariffs. Like we don't make our own steel at all though. Is the United States self-sufficient in steel? The United States imports more steel and aluminum than it exports, but reliance on foreign steel and aluminum can make United States industries vulnerable to disruptions of global supply chains, especially during tariff clashes and trade disputes. Yeah, dude. So yeah. Why doesn't the United States make more steel anymore? Slowly, American factories that were once industry powerhouses went bankrupt and shut down. Technological advancements have made production more efficient, and some jobs were replaced by automation. From 1960 to today, American steel mills have decreased from an average of 700,000 workers to just 83,000. Yeah. This is China, right? Yeah. Okay, so like I said, we have to import our damn steel, bro. Like, and if you're gonna tariff the main our biggest suppliers, like that's just gonna make our this is gonna make this portion of the bill that much more difficult to execute in reality, bro. You can incentivize these companies to create jobs, create factories, and then create jobs in America. But I mean, by offering them less taxes. But dude, like, they got, like, look how much money they got to pay in fucking in tariffs for, like, to get the steel required to construct these factories. Like, come on, like, get it together, bro. Stupid. All right. It helps American farmers, producers, and ranchers compete and sell product in foreign markets. The bill makes sure American farmers aren't crowded out by foreign imports and liquid fuel production markets. Okay, if farmers can even survive, oh my god, bro. If farmers are even still around, bro. Look on. I wish these farmers would actually pay attention to fucking politics. Like, it's just entirely too often I see these people vote against their best interest. This one dude, I think we reviewed this video. I don't think we released it yet. Honestly, I gotta release it too. But we reviewed this video. This farmer talking about he loses, like, since because of these tariffs, he lost. I think it was like $150,000 a year. I think that was it. He lost $150,000 a year, and things. Yeah, it was either because of the tariff. I think it was because of the tariffs, though. But I know other farms are gonna be in trouble because they have illegal undocumented immigrants working for them. And if they get scooped up and sent out, yeah, that's a wrap for those farmers. Anyway, it protects hardworking taxpayers by canceling Biden's illegal and unfair student loan bailouts. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I skipped one, but that was 26. It holds woke elitist universities accountable by increasing the endowment tax on large universities. What is endowment tax? What does that mean? That I definitely don't know what that means. An endowment tax is a tax levied on the net investment income of financial endowments, which are otherwise exempt from taxation due to their charitable, educational, or religious mission. Okay. This tax was introduced in 2017 as part of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and applies to a specific group of private nonprofit colleges and universities. The tax applies to private nonprofit colleges and universities with at least 500 students and endowment assets exceeding $500,000 per student. Okay. I did want to know about this debate. The endowment tax has been a topic of debate, with some arguing that it is unfair to tax institutions that provide charitable services, and others arguing that it is a way to ensure that wealthy universities contribute to public finances. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of like the same thing as like churches in general. Like you like churches receive uh churches don't have to pay taxes because they're overall plus overall boon to uh to its communities, and any college that provides like services for its local residents. There's incentives for that as well. But are they gonna cut that? So bizarre. It holds woke elitist universities accountable by increasing the endowment tax on large universities. This is gonna be wait, what? I know I didn't read that properly then. An endowment tax is a tax levied on the net investment income of financial endowments. Okay, hold on. Let me just put. Okay, so a proposal exists to significantly raise the tax on university endowments, potentially increasing the rate from 1.4% to 21%. This proposed change would affect private universities with endowment exceeding a certain per student threshold, currently 500,000, maybe further lower to 200,000. The proposal aims to target elite and wealthy universities while exempting religious schools. Exempting religious schools, huh? This is gonna be. I'm gonna research. I'm gonna research this another time. But this is gonna be. This is something I'm kind of concerned with. But yeah, it protects hardworking taxpayers by canceling Biden's illegal and unfair student loan bailouts. It protects hardworking taxpayers. Okay, so I guess they're trying to say they're protecting taxpayers by not having them pay. Student loan bailouts, which is, I mean, I don't know, man. This is all Reagan's fault. I'm going to kind of end it at that. Like, there's so many other countries that don't have to pay any money, and their tuitions and stuff like that. It's free education, and then here in America is like, we're ostracizing a president for giving us like a taste of free education, but whatever. It ends taxpayer-funded sex changes. It reverses the Biden-era mandate that Medicaid covers so-called gender transition procedures, ending the taxpayer-funded chemical castration and mutilation of American children. All right. Again, like I said, for those people that, for those individuals that was really like, going for this type of a thing. Again, you saw Donald Trump's face. You see how you saw him win the presidency. Y'all know what's gonna happen next. For those people, hey, yeah, it is what it is, man. 29, it's a once in a generation chance to revolutionize our nation's defense capabilities and protect the homeland against new threats by funding President Trump's Golden Dome. What the hell is a Golden Dome? Is that the Iron Dome? What the hell is Golden Dome? What is this garbage, bro? He got these crazy fucking names, man. Like, Golden Dome stands as a layered defense shield, safeguarding American homeland with unwavering precision, ensuring the security and resilience of our nation. Golden Dome for America is a revolutionary concept to further the goals of peace through strength and President Trump's vision to deterring adversaries from attacks on the homeland. The next generation defense shield will identify. It's the Iron Dome, but he calls it a Golden. I've never heard it called a Golden Dome yet. Whatever he want to call it a Golden Dome. It's a Golden Dome. 30, it enhances the capacity of America's naval fleet. The bill provides billions of dollars to revitalize America's shipbuilding and maritime industrial base. Okay, well, yeah, more money to the military. Like, we get it. It modernizes air traffic control, fulfilling President Trump's plan to completely overhaul the system that keeps Americans flying safely and efficiently. Then he. Modernizes air control. It modernizes air traffic control. Like, that's just crazy. Like, it only had problems. Like, we only got air traffic control problems when Donald Trump came in and started firing everybody. Um, so I mean, I guess he by modernizing it, he means implementing like a lot of AI things. I'm guessing like automizing it more. Um, so basically, it means less work for people. And this guy, yeah, just put AI on the job. Evidently, I guess they feel like that's the more cost effective way of going about um, dealing with air traffic control. I guess it strengthens SNAP benefits. The legislation requires states to contribute a greater portion of the cost of administering benefits, thereby controlling costs and closely encloses the excessively broad loopholes for work requirements. Oh man, um, yeah, dude, they just I don't like it at all. I mean, I personally am not a SNAP beneficiary. Maybe I got a couple of family members that are, I know a large, significant percentage of Americans are SNAP beneficiaries. But like, just like what, there's no defense for the people that don't want to do anything in life. Like I get it, but like I wonder, like for the people that are gonna get like who like let's say we're right in the sweet spot of receiving SNAP benefits, but like we're doing the best that they could to cut those people completely off so they can kind of just starve is just kind of that's kind of I mean I don't know man it don't sound good at all. It don't sound good to me at all. I think it's gonna be a lot of let's say casualties to this with this type of a thing. I mean because the fact of the matter is when you don't service um, the impoverished class, that's just gonna bring more heat to the middle class and the working class. Like if I don't know if anybody seen to notice or not, but like poverty begets violence. Poverty begets violence. So when these people starting to starve, when these people are hungry, and they're out of options, they're out of opportunities, or they feel at the very least if they feel like they have no opportunities left, yeah, they'll go to the next best thing and start robbing people. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it implements critical program integrity and cost containment provisions in Medicaid to strengthen it for future generations. Hmm. Cost containment provisions. Yeah, I mean they want to make it cheaper. These include removing deceased individuals from the program and limiting retroactive coverage from 3 months to 1 month prior to enrollment. Limited retroactive coverage from 3 months to 1 month prior to enrollment. Huh. Implements critical program integrity. Hmm. Let me see what is link gonna take me. Budget reconciliation or overview. Okay, this is something I gotta check out. This will come in the future. Eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse. 4.8 million able-bodied adults choosing not to work. Okay. 0.2 million. 200. Yeah, 200,000. Why did they say? Why did they say 0.2 million? What? Yeah, 200,000. Yeah, right. 200,000 million. 2,000. God damn it. 200,000 unrealized CBO anticipated growth. I guess I don't know what that means. 1.2 million recipients who are ineligible, and then 1.5 million illegal immigrants. Okay, yeah, this is something I'm gonna keep this open because this is actually gonna be this is worth going over or reviewing. Energy and Commerce Chairman Brett Gerthy. Reconciliation message. Let me just read the mission statement. Through the reconciliation process, the Committee on Energy and Commerce is working to end wasteful spending on Green New Deal style projects. Okay, supports the rapid innovation of American industry and government, and preserve and protect Medicaid from waste, fraud, and abuse for the Americans who are most in need for generations to come. Our proposal begins refueling the strategic petroleum reserve. Oh my goodness, I'm getting tired. Implements pro-innovation spectrum and AI policies. This and secures the Medicaid program for the people it was designed to serve, ensuring they will be able to access the care and treatment that they need, though through common sense solutions that restore personal accountability for able-bodied adults and give states more flexibility and control over the Medicaid programs. We can strengthen the program, protect taxpayer dollars, and improve patients' access to care. Yeah, they really do believe in this idea of getting Americans out there and working again. That's kind of like one of the big themes here, and I'm just wondering whom all is gonna get kind of caught up in this war with lazy Americans apparently. Like I'm wondering who's gonna be a casualty that don't necessarily this is funny, but yeah, I'm wondering who's kind of getting who's gonna be a casualty of that essentially. What is that? Did I lose it already? Oh, okay. What number was this? So number 33. Okay. Number 34. It safeguards Second Amendment rights by removing tax and registration requirements for firearms silencers and eliminating silencers from the National Firearms Act. Removing tax and registration requirements for firearms silencers and eliminating silencers. Okay, all right. They wanna give people access to silencers again. I mean, I'm not really tripping about that. I guess the gun enthusiasts and the LC NRA guys they want these silencers back apparently. It provides critical disaster recovery funding for farmers, producers, and ranchers. Okay, we need that. It provides funding to rebuild America's military. Hold on, what? Including $9 billion to improve quality of life for our service members, $20 billion to bolster U.S. munitions production, and 12 plus billion dollars to modernize our nuclear arsenal. Oh boy, yeah, dude, we spend the most amount of money already on our military. Yes, bro. That is. Oh man, I don't know. I just don't know. It's a little bit. It's a little. That's the military thing is a little bit above my head, but like, dude, we already spend the most money on military. You know, I want to see just about how much. I would like to know about how much. Holy balls. Oh my days, bro. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Bro, what are we talking about, man? UK, Russia. So like everything, all of these countries are relatively small in size. So it makes some. I guess it makes some sense that they don't put all so much money into their military spending. And then we have like China. That's like way bigger than the United States, and then we just spend like way more than half. We spend way more than like twice what they pay in for their how much they spend towards their military. Cause, and then we're gonna add to that. I'm just like, bro, what are y'all? What's gonna like? Can we more? Never mind. I don't want nobody come in my head about how much nobody getting paid. So just. Listen, I hope they really, 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 really need that. I'm just gonna put it that way. I hope they really, really, really need that money for all those things. 37. It expands health savings accounts to give Americans greater choice and flexibility in how they spend their money. Health service accounts. I guess it gives $10,000 bonuses annually to over the next 4 years to Border Patrol and ICE agents on the front lines. Okay, sure, I guess it is. I mean, Trump is just he love those ICE boys, man. That's something he's always gonna support. It incentivizes scholarships that empower American families and students to choose the education that best fits their needs. Are they talking about STEM? Like, what are you talking about? What are their needs? Like, this is like a very subjective type of a thing, right? Let's advance school choice and one. Okay. Is this about school choice, or is this about like choosing the right major for y'all, or it's giving like tax breaks to individuals that choose majors that are again on the STEM field, that are amongst the STEM field. Americans good education, no matter their family's income or where they live. Okay, and no one better make that choice in child's education than the parent. Mother's born. Okay, I care about your lived experience. This is part of education. But education is not one size fit all. Wait, this is an article. Really? Okay, well, I'm not. There's so much for that. This is Washington Examiner. Well, this ain't about. It ain't no way it's about. This is no. It is about the damn the vouchers, because that's a complete scam. Well, yeah, it incentivizes scholarships that empower. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it. I'm kind of gonna take that at face value. Um, yeah. So like I said, if it helps people get if it gives like tax breaks to individuals or college students rather that are chasing. Wait. It incentivizes scholarships that empower American families to. Okay, is this like, are they trying to say they'll give like tax breaks to people that offer scholarships that are directly? Yeah, I want to know what that. I need to find out what this means. It incentivizes scholarships. It sounds like they are giving tax breaks to the individuals that are offering the scholarships. And I'm thinking, for whatever reason, I'm thinking it's offering the tax breaks to the student that is choosing a major that I guess best fits their needs, quote unquote. Yeah, this is tax breaks to the people that offer the scholarships. That's what this shit is. I don't know if I like that. I think it's better I think it's better just to get the money to the students. Anyway, 40. It repeals Democrats' insane attack on the gig economy. I mean, okay, I'm still thinking about that last one. Anyway, it repeals Democrats' insane attack on the gig economy. Any of the requirement that Venmo, PayPal, and other gig transactions over $600 be reported to the IRS. Okay, I think this is something that Biden kind of put in, and people had a really big problem with that. Yeah. Okay, I'm surprised he actually yeah. They would he would put shove that in our face. Like that was definitely something that people did not like that Biden implemented. Um I wonder if there was I wonder if what reason. I wonder if there was like a good reason for that though. I know I heard about it, but I didn't put a lot of research into it either. I just kind of just like kind of just there. It might have something to do with hmm. That might be a good reason for that. That might have been a good reason for Biden to add something like that. Now that I kind of think about it, because like that, it can being able to send like a lot of money over one of these online, because they talking about a gig economy. That wasn't implemented to attack the gig economy. It was implemented to like to stop like a lot of type of different type of money laundering. I think. Yeah, there was a reason. I'm gonna mark that one down for later. Because I think that again, I think that was for like I think that was attack on the billionaire class more than it was the gig economy. I think that's a little bit of a mess. That's miscategorization. That's a straw man, right? In other words, why why what? Oh yeah. Let me see. Check my okay. It reforms and streamlines the federal student loan program to drive down tuition costs and simplify repayment plans. This includes reasonable items on amounts students can borrow. It reforms and streamlines the federal student loan program to drive down tuition costs and simplify repayment plans. This includes reasonable limits on accounts students can borrow. Okay. Hmm. Reasonable limits on amount student can borrow. That's something you got to be. That's something you got to actually put some effort in and completely understand. Like what, how much are we talking? Are students going to be able to? Well, I mean, another what I'm trying to say is what is reasonable limits? Because like, I mean, I don't want. I'd hate for this to essentially break students from being able to chase education that they desire or that they need rather, not necessarily want but actually need. Uh, which is that unfair for me to say? Man, it's tough. I mean, but again, all of this is Reagan's fault to begin with. All this paying for college type shit. Like this is all Reagan's fault. But hmm, reasonable limits on the amount students can borrow. Like I said, man. Yeah, it's just something I have to look for. We have to like know exactly again what reasonable limits is and what exactly, why exactly is this being implemented. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, that's something I really want. I want to know more about. Anyway, it strengthens accountability for students and taxpayers on federal student loans. The bill imposes skin in the game requirements to hold universities financially accountable to the government on defaulted federal student loans. Okay. So I guess he's just trying to say. I mean, I guess the government's trying to like stop. It's not trying to. It really wants to just completely limit its help all across the board. It does on it. That's really what all this is kind of sounds like. I mean, there's some things where they're giving they're reducing taxes in certain areas, but like they don't want to help people, but they'll help, but they really don't want to help. You know what I mean? And I'm just wondering, it's like how is this actually going to impact like the nation? It's kind of like the big question here. Like, is so like there's a sweet spot here. You know what I'm saying? What I mean to say is there's individuals that need it, that will qualify for it, and they map that out relatively okay or whatever, that who will qualify for it. But then there's the people they are targeting, the Americans they are targeting, that they don't want to benefit from these things. But again, it's like I said earlier. What about the people that's like really close to that center, where anything like essentially a sneeze can kind of make or break their ability to access these programs? They are all going to get cut out. And is that completely fair that they get cut off, or are they just supposed to just say? Or is the argument no, you're supposed to qualify or you're not? And there's no gray areas. It's a black and white situation. I don't know. It's kind of that one's just this. I mean, what else can I say? Is it going to be so many of those people caught up in all of these? In this big beautiful bill as a whole, to actually like kind of drive the market, drive the our nation essentially into chaos. Like I guess that's the big question. Hopefully we make out. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's continue forward here. It implements critical reforms to Pell Grants to make. Okay, that was it. It implements critical reforms to Pell Grants to make sure they prioritize students who truly need financial assistance while promoting completion. Okay, the legislation allows grants to be used for short-term, high-quality workforce training programs to support Americans who want to learn a trade instead of traditional four-year colleges. So, what? Are you going to completely cut out four-year colleges from cut four-year college students from receiving Pell Grants? The legislation allows grants to be used for short-term, high-quality workforce training programs to support Americans who want to learn a trade instead of the traditional four-year college. So, that's crazy. No, that's actually bad. That's actually bad. So people going to community colleges, impoverished kids that want to further education will no longer receive Pell Grants unless they're going for a trade instead. That's just whack, bro. It's so many like there's so many like majors people students are trying to chase. What about like doctors and stuff like that? Like there's so many like majors people that are accessible that you don't get from a trade school, or that isn't a trade. These students greatly benefit with these Pell Grants. Oh, that's just bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was actually horrible. That's horrible. It increases timber sales on federal lands. Huh? This means an increase in timber production and improvement in forest management, improving the resilience of timber and saving billions on future wildlife suppression costs. Okay, so they want timber to cost more money in America. while implementing like this crazy tariff on Canada, whom is again is a significant supplier of our timber. This means an increase in timber production and improvement to forest management. Okay, I apologize. Maybe no, they're saying that it's not going to cost more, but it's just they're gonna increase. They want more to be sold. They want us to start selling our own timber on our own wood. Okay, this means an increase in timber production and improvement in forest management. Improvements of forest management. What does improvement mean in this context? Because it sounds like you're just trying to chop more wood down to sell in general, really, whether it's foreign or domestic sales. Improving the resilience of timber and saving billions on. This is This is kind of strange, man. Oh, well, I get it. Like I said, they want to start selling more of our wood, our forests, but I mean, it sounds like a lot of deforestation. And I'm not certain we really need all that in America. Like, we kind of need our trees. I don't know, man. That's kind of a weird one. But I mean, they're trying to say it's gonna save billions on future wild. Wait, is it gonna save billions on wildlife suppression because we're essentially gonna be chopping down trees down anyway? That's how we're gonna be saving billions of dollars? Just chop the trees down, I guess. Like, bro, like but what are we gonna pretend like we don't? Give me a second. Let me just show people. Like, come on, bro. Keeping trees offers numerous benefits, including improving air quality, providing shade and cooling, conserving water, supporting wildlife, and enhancing property values. They also play a crucial role in climate change mitigation by absorbing carbon dioxide. Air and water quality. Trees absorb pollutions like carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and sulfur dioxide, improving air quality. They also filter water by absorbing excess runoff and preventing erosion. Climate regulation. Trees help regulate the climate by absorbing carbon dioxide and storing the carbon while releasing oxygen. They also provide shade, which keeps cool in the environment and reduce energy consumption. Bro, and then the wildlife, they don't care about the squirrels, bro. Soil conservation, mental and physical health. Wait, what? Spending time around trees and the green spaces can lower stress, reduce blood pressure, and improve. Bro, that part I definitely didn't know. Property value and economic benefits. Yeah. They want to trade all of this for the economic benefits. That's what they want. That's what the big beautiful bill want to do. They want to cut the trees. They want to get rid of all of these benefits, and they want to exchange it for economic benefits. Oh boy, I do not agree with that one. 45. It authorizes the sale of expanded spectrum megahertz to strengthen rural broadband and secure America's technological dominance in AI and other emerging technologies. Yo, bro, we got to get rid of this AI shit. I'm not fucking with AI shit at all. Expanded spectrum megahertz to strengthen the rural broadband and secure America's. Well, yeah, like so. I'm definitely a fan of the internet. Don't get me wrong. And it is important for us to be ahead as far as like technological advancements and stuff like that. So I don't take too much issue with that. I don't take too much issue with that. It creates permanent fees that illegal immigrants must pay for their applying applications, so American taxpayers aren't saddled with covering these costs. These fees will bring in over $77 billion to cover adjudication costs and funding immigration processes that and enforcement actions. So yeah, basically, they don't want. So basically, they're gonna have illegal immigrants essentially pay more money to kind of fund their own, I guess, process and I guess green card process or citizenship processes, fund immigration, yeah, and enforcement actions. So yeah, I like ICE as well. They're gonna have like it sounds like they're gonna have illegal immigrants pay ICE. That's crazy. But yeah, to fund like the immigration process as well. They kind of just expect those people to kind of anybody that want to come over here. They're gonna charge them more money. They're gonna charge them money in this, and they also gonna charge them. They're gonna tax their what is that word I learned earlier today? Remissions. I think that was a word. 47. Remittance. It protects 47. It protects family farmers. The bill prevents the greedy death tax from hitting $2 million family-owned farms who would otherwise see their exemptions cut in half, and cuts taxes on farmers by over $10 billion. 48, it ends abusive financing practices in Medicaid by freezing existing provider taxes and prohibiting new provider taxes. It ends abusive financing practices in Medicaid by freezing existing provider taxes and prohibiting new provider taxes. This ensures states cannot improperly increase the federal government's cost share of a state Medicaid program at the expense of taxpayers. A freezing existing provider taxes. Freezing existing provider taxes and prohibiting new provider taxes. This one a little bit over my head real quick. Let me see. Let me like really think about this one. Freezing existing provider taxes and prohibiting new provider taxes. This ensures states cannot improperly increase the federal government cost share of the state Medicaid program at the expense of taxpayers. Oh, goodness gracious, dude. Like, the way these Republicans operate regarding, like, I get it. Like, but, like, dude, like, you just throwing all this money towards the fucking. It's like you're making it harder to help people, but you're just throwing all this excess money into like the military and our debt. I guess. I guess the debt is important. We dealing with the debt regardless. I get the purpose of like dealing with the debt. And I think I did say some pretty inflammatory things yesterday, the other day, but yeah, we are gonna have to deal with this debt situation. It just kind of is what it is. But dude, like I don't know. I feel like us putting our money towards Medicaid and helping people stay alive and stuff like that is like that. It's the good thing to do. Because like I said, like we there's so many like red counties, like Republican counties and like areas and stuff like that where people are like severely impoverished, and without Medicaid, like how these hospitals gonna be self-sufficient. Like, these people won't be able to pay these hospital bills. They just gonna get what was we talking about? They're not gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna be able to pay the bills. The hospitals won't take them in. They won't accept them, and then these hospitals is just gonna close down if not enough people are able to pay for these medical bills. And Medicaid was the way for them to get paid essentially. I wonder if that. Oh boy, I hope the pharmaceutical industry like thought about that when they went upon law. I mean, they should have been putting a lot of work into keeping Medicaid around because that Medicaid is like low key keeping these hospitals running. Let me see if there's actual. I wonder if there's an argument surrounding that. Medicaid. Medicaid plays a crucial role in supporting hospitals and the broader healthcare system, especially in underserved communities and rural areas. Y'all was right. It provides a significant source of funding, helping hospitals cover costs, reduce uncompensated care, and maintain financial stability. Medicaid also plays a vital role in supporting rural hospitals, which often have lower operating margins and rely on Medicaid to stay open. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was right about everything I just said. So like, yeah, if y'all cut too many people off this Medicaid situation, then these hospitals won't be self reliable. They won't be self sustaining, and they most likely will get closed down. And like, are y'all really sure that y'all want to start cutting away? Are y'all really sure y'all ready to start closing these hospitals in these rural areas and these Republican areas? These Republican counties, like I don't know, these people just don't. They don't have like they ain't got vision. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what Smokes? Ain't that what Stack said? Ain't got vision. I kind of want that. I low key want that quote, that sound bite. I might have to write that one down. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, soundbite, I get it. That's a nice little refer. Oh yeah, all right. We almost done here. It reigns in the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This brainchild of Senator Elizabeth Warren has long functioned as another woke, weaponized arm of the bureaucracy, with minimal accountability or oversight, that leverages its power against certain industries and individuals disfavored by the so-called elites. What the fuck are you talking about? It reigns in the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Consumer Financial Protection. Okay. This brainchild of Senator Elizabeth Warren has long functioned as another woke, weaponized arm of the bureaucracy with minimal accountability or oversight, that leverages its power against certain industries and individuals disfavored. Bro, none of this is a whole lot of fucking nothing. Like you just said absolutely nothing. None of this means anything. Like you okay, minimal accountability and oversight. Okay, that implies some some stealing and people not really doing their jobs and stuff like that, and mistakes being made. I get it. And then it's implemented to attack certain industries and individuals disfavored by the so-called elites. Bro, like, see, this is the thing. This is the problem I have with like elites calling out other elites. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, y'all are elites. Whomever is in power is like the new elites. Now you're the elite. Are you talking about the people above you? Okay, what about the people? Like there are, okay, so whatever. There's like a certain type of certain elites. There's specific elites that this I guess what do you call this brainchild? This idea of Elizabeth Warren. It it specifically targets certain industries and individuals. I mean, like the thing is, like what they don't want to tell you, like this is bad straw manning. It's like, what are these industries doing to the economy? What are these and individuals, and especially individuals? What are these industries and individuals doing to the economy? What are they doing to their workers? What are they doing to the I'm sorry, what is helping them? How does that benefit the workforce? I mean, not the workforce, but the working class is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, they do like 49ers is a whole bunch of fucking nothing, bro. Anyway, it rolls back harmful Biden era regulations that increase costs and administration burdens with limited flexibility for states. These burdensome regulations, such as federal staffing mandates at nursing homes, lead to closures, reduce access to care, and increase costs, particularly in areas already overwhelmed by labor shortages. Increase costs and administrative burdens with limited flexibility for states. Was it back harmful Biden era regulations that increased costs and administrative burdens? Okay. That's why I hate. Like I don't like the like this stuff is like, again, this is just like the surface level like interpretation of what benefits it brings, and like you have to do a deeper dive, a deeper study on everything that is stated here. Like you can't just leave this stuff as face value at all, because it means a lot of these things mean absolutely nothing when you don't go into the specifics. So like the question you should be asking yourself as, you know, the tax paying voter is which regulations are you talking about? Because from there, you have to figure out, okay, is this regulation, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth the price that Biden is putting in towards these states? And I know these states, I mean, there's limited flexibility for these states. Like, check it out. Depending on what it is, I mean, because you got to play this little generality game with them. Like, if you want to play these generality as games, you can just, all you have to do is fight it back with perspective. You fight back generalities with just perspective until y'all start actually having real conversation regarding the specifications. The devil is always in the details. So yeah, like some of these Biden era regulations could be beneficial for these states. So even though these states may not understand how beneficial these regulations are, especially the damn red ones. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, burdensome regulation. I mean, you can call it burdensome, but what is burdensome? What does burdensome even mean to a Republican? You know, somebody that is against community. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing people gotta understand, especially when it comes to politics. Good and bad is all relative. Like, good and bad don't necessarily mean good and bad. How we all kind of thought it to be good and bad. Like when you see Donald Trump come up to say, "Oh, something is bad," right? Who is it really bad for? Is it bad for the people he represent? Is it bad for the people that voted for him? Is it bad for the working class? Is it bad for the elites? Who is it bad for, actually? Because everybody has their own perspective on what's good and what's bad. It's not as and I mean, you can say it's like subjective, but no, like it's empirical fact that it is burdensome to certain individuals, you know, but it's not burdensome to the next person. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I don't like this type of language when they say it's burdensome regulations, especially knowing that some of these regulations may not be all that bad, or they could be very much so needed. Anyway, such as federal staffing mandates at nursing homes. Federal staffing mandates at nursing homes. I guess we can look into this, but like, we have to figure out what mandates are they referring to, because that could, again, it can mean something serious. It can lead to closures, reduce access to care, and increase costs, particularly in areas already overwhelmed by labor shortages. Okay, we'll see. We'll see what he's actually talking about, because I mean, these things can actually be overwhelmed by labor shortages. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. Yeah. This is a big. This is gonna be a long thing for me to actually unpack for the most part. Federal staffing mandates in nursing home lead to closures, reduce access to care, and increase costs. So they trying. I don't know. I gotta. Yeah, this is gonna be. There's gonna have to be like further research, because it sounds like they're saying that there needs to be a certain amount of people working at nursing homes, which is like serious business, because nursing homes need people. But if they're talking about, if it's over, if we're talking about areas overrun by labor shortages, hell, dude, like, are they just saying that people should be working wherever they want to work, despite nursing homes needing people? It leads to closures, reduce access to care, and increase costs. I mean, well, yeah, there's downside. There's downsides to helping the elderly. Of course, there's gonna be increased. I mean, there's gonna be costs to it, increased costs. I mean, so like, I don't know, like, it's gonna be increased costs because you have more people to pay. Those nursing homes will have more people to pay. But like, dude, like these nursing homes need workers. They need staffing. Otherwise, these nursing homes are going to be overrun by older people that need assistance, and those CNAs and all those individuals working there are going to be overburdened with so many people to. So it leads to closures. I don't know how. I'm kind of confused as how federal staffing mandates will lead to closures. Let me just click on this for a second. Final nursing home staffing rule would require 102,000 additional caregivers, cost $6.5 billion per year. But like, it's like, dude, like, yes, it's gonna cost hella money. But like dude, like, I have a CNA friend, and I can only imagine what he would say if he found out that he was gonna have less coworkers to help him maintain like these to help him do his job. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I remember having a conversation with him, and him saying that he had to manage a whole floor by himself because they were understaffed one day. And it's like, those CNAs ain't paid that much money. Like, those, like so, like, I understand. I completely understand them putting in a mandate for how many workers they need to be in these nursing homes, because like these elderly people need this type of help. You can't just that's just something the government's supposed to have a solution for. It's supposed to serve the American people, and those elderly people are American people. They're American citizens. So that's just, I don't know what to tell people. Like, if man, people are just selfish, bro. Yeah, that's another one I don't partially agree with, bro. I know, because I know I'm gonna be an old dude one day, and I just might end up being one of these. I just may end up in one of these nursing homes, and last thing I want is to be left unattended for like a long time, only because we had they undid this this mandate to have is for my particular nursing home to have a certain amount of help, so that workers there won't feel burnt out. Um, yeah, man, pretty bizarre for me. What I forgot what. Okay, this is it right here. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, a lot of stuff I'm definitely not fucking with. I'm gonna read. Which one was it? It wasn't this. Mythbusters. Okay, we'll read this one later. Okay, here it is right here. So yeah, we're gonna go through this. It's not long. It's not that long. It's pretty long. I ain't gonna lie. But we're gonna get through this, and then I'm gonna cut it off from now. I think I've been streaming for like 3 hours, something like that. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. All right. Ugh. Okay. So this comes from taxfoundation.org. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and the one big bullshit bill. This is actually May 23rd, 2025. It's kind of on the older side, actually. May, June. Not that old, I guess. Latest updates. Okay. See full analysis. Oh, this is a lot going on here, huh? Oh. Oh, this is okay. This is the good stuff right here. Oh, I did not know this. 10-year revenue. Okay. We're gonna go through this when we're gonna go through this. Okay, yeah, this is important. Yeah, so we're gonna go through this one next time. Won't be tomorrow because tomorrow I'm gonna have a whole nother show where I'm kind of reacting to videos. But it'll likely be like Monday or Tuesday, where I'm gonna be going through this. Maybe Tuesday because Monday is kind of a busy day for me in my 9 to 5. Okay, so yeah, that's actually that full analysis is a big one. That's a good one right there. Okay, so all right, House Republicans have House Republicans have advanced legislation to extend many provisions in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Job Act, alongside dozens of new provisions, and the Senate will now take it up as part of the reconciliation process. Any comprehensive tax legislation is going to have its wrinkles, and the one big bullshit bill is no different. We have previously published our estimates of the budgetary, economic, and distributional. Holy crap! Yeah, distributional impacts. And this post will dive into the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. Okay. So the good, the bill makes some smart tax cuts and the revenue increases. Most of the good tax policy aligns with tax foundations principle of stability. It permanently extends the race bracket. Okay, I want to check one thing real quick before I even get further into this. Let me see if they have if they're taxfoundation.org. This is like really important for people to yeah, this is a really important thing for people to kind of understand when they engage in news circles, news sources. What Fox, CSNBC, hell, your maybe even a podcast might even be noted. but like you have to take note of the political affiliation of your news source. I personally like to be pretty moderate and stuff like that. But but like my perspectives and my opinions are going to be generally uh, geared towards the developments of our own communities, so that we'll be more self sufficient. But that will require some level of government, subsidies, government funding, and stuff like that. So, but that with that aside, like if a news source is like Republican or right, center or left or far left or fascist, right, as in far right, you have to know where it resides at politically, and kind of to understand like kind of where what to kind of expect as far as like that type of as far as how they frame certain things. You know what I mean? How they frame certain the sources that they not the sources but the articles that they produce. And I would also say that you want to have a good understanding of the authors as well, like their political affiliations, because there can be some divergence within it as well. I think my friend Kanji, we had read an article about Tory Lanez, and then he noted that the woman that wrote that particular article was in fact a feminist, and then he and he had his comments. He made his comments about that. You know what I'm saying? But all that said, it's just generally good practice to understand how whatever news sources you're using. You want to know where their political affiliations are to kind of again, so you know that where they come from with their perspective. And I would argue that you want to get like multiple perspectives. You don't want to keep watching only conservative media if you're a conservative person. You want to get the other half. You want to see what the other people have to say, what the left have to say about the same situations. And some things just don't get reported at all from either side. Depending on what type of story it is. Anyway, the Tax Foundation describes itself as an independent tax policy research organization. It is cited in the media as a nonpartisan or bipartisan organization, and it's also described as business-friendly, conservative, and center-right. So that would make it right. All right. Well, so yeah. So this is actually a pretty decent exercise. When you see people like make these type of claims regarding it being good or it being bad, again, it's good or bad from the perspective of the conservative or the business friendly. So it might not be good for somebody like me per se, right? Like a person that's more geared towards community craft, community building and stuff like that. Or small business. And even though people try to say, "Oh, well, small business, same thing as business," not quite. Not because, like I say, the further right you go, the further right you go, the more help they give to like big business and big corporations, stuff like that. Small business do get something. They get something, but the fact that you be giving so much power to the large corporations it just further oppresses like smaller businesses and stuff like that. When the more help the big businesses get, essentially it helps them expand, helps them control the market better. Anyway, okay, so yeah, we'll take it from the top. Most of the good tax policy aligns with Tax Foundation's principle of stability. It permanently extends the rates and brackets of 2017 individual tax cuts. Okay, yeah. So hold on. So I might have been wrong earlier about that 37% not being changed. I have to take a look at this. Okay, so here it is right here. So okay. So it would increase if it expires. It has not been made permanent, but they want to make it permanent. Okay. So they okay. Okay, this is something I got to check this out later. But yeah, so if they want to make if they make all of them permanent, then maybe that's not so bad. Even though I still think that 37% need to be increased to something like 45%. Like the gap between those individuals that make around $200,000 and those making like 600,000 or what was it 400,000? Yeah. Here it is right here. Yeah, the gap between those individuals making 257,000 to 640, like this is such a huge gap. Where and it up here is it literally says that if you're making wait, it's not it. Okay, here it is. 257, right? That's section, that's bracket 6. And then bracket 7 is again have single failure if it expires. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact that yeah, like I said, bracket 6, you're making $257,000 a year, and you have to pay 35%, right? And then at bracket 7, you're like, look at this gap. That's like a $400,000. That's almost a $400,000 gap, but you only paying an extra 2%. Like that. Like that is kind of, I don't like that. That's kind of crazy to me. Anyway, so where was I? The bill permanently extends this provides certainty for households and stability to the portion of the tax code. The bill permanently extends the larger standard deduction and the alternative minimum tax threshold that were only temporary in the TCJA. These supervisions have greatly simplified the tax code for millions of taxpayers. Lawmakers also provide a permanently higher threshold for expensing certain equipment for smaller businesses and investment amounts. Section 179 expensing. Regarding the estate and gift tax, the bill institutes a permanent and inflation-adjusted exemption level of $15 million beginning at 2026, enhancing stability here as well. The bill provides a degree of certainty and stability in the international tax code while removing the threat of substantially higher taxes at the end of this year for U.S.-based multinational companies by permanently extending a slightly less generous version of current policy for the international regime. Moving away from some of the permit changes, the bill makes improvements to cost recovery for U.S. businesses relative to current law from 2025 to 2029. The bill reintroduces expenses for investments in equipment and other short-lived assets in domestic research and development. Expensing. Okay. As a new policy, certain qualified structures are eligible for expensing. The TCJA is less restrictive limitation on interest deductions is also brought back. These are important policies that will greatly increase business investment and economic benefits of the bill if they were made permanent. The bill also has some good policies that raise revenue relative to current law by reducing some of the tax codes and many tax credits, deductions, and other preferences. The largest area of reform is the Inflation Reduction Act, green energy tax credits, and bill raises about $500 billion over a decade, reducing the cost of these credits by about half. Several IRA credits are also repealed, like those for electric vehicles and residential energy products. Oh yeah, that's Elon Musk. Elon Musk definitely that reminds me of Elon Musk right there. Even though he did say that he actually vouched for getting rid of the incentives for electric vehicles. So I guess I'll get that back to him. I forgot. Anyway, which are expensive and effective, while most of the other are restricted or phased out quicker. However, the bill expands and extends the clean fuel production tax credit and introduces additional compliance challenges for many of the credits. Health insurance premium tax and tax credits projected to cost about $1 trillion over the next decade are pared back about 20% by tightening eligibility rules and reducing improper payments. Oh man, the bill also tightens some of the tax exempt rules, such as unrelated business income. The bill also permanently extends some of TCJA's limits on some itemized deductions, such as for mortgage interest, and limits each dollar of itemized deductions for top earners. However, the bill waters down to TCJA's $10,000 cap on deductions for state and local taxes, raising it to $40,000 for taxpayers earning less than $500,000. Well, I just read about that the other day as well, and that's state and local taxes. Okay, less than $500,000. $5,000 is crazy. I think they should kind of lower that. Like I said, I read on. I don't know, man. I'm not the biggest proponent of the. I'm not the biggest supporter of like giving all these billionaires like tax benefits, bro. Like America made them their billions, man. And it's like, what else are they doing with all that money besides like keeping it away from like the economy? The top 10% hold 90% of the nation's wealth, mostly because the nation won't tax them like how they supposed to be taxed. It's just kind of insane to me. I never like that. Okay, so like I said, here's the bad, and it's like I said, like it. I don't know how centrist they're gonna take this. How I don't know how in the middle they're gonna be. They're kind of interpreting this big beautiful bill thing. I really don't. But again, what's bad to them may not necessarily be bad for you or let alone me. So let's see what they say though. Rather than making the most pro-growth features permanent, the bill spends far too much money on political gimmicks and caveats, resulting in a package that provides a modest boost to the economy, but at a huge fiscal cost. It introduces tax exemptions for overtime pay and tips. That's bad. See, this is what I was talking about, bro. This is what I was talking about. Okay, let me. They say, hear him out. Hear him out. That's what everybody's telling you right now. Just hear him out. Higher thinking. Okay. All right. It introduces tax exemptions for overtime pay and tips, as well as deduction for auto loan interest, and a new additional standard deduction available for all seniors, bro. For real. Yeah, that's a gimmick to y'all. All of which violate basic tax principles and treating taxpayers equally. Yeah. So it's like there's a fight between equity and equality. And I hate it. And billionaires do not like the equity word. They hate it. They it's like they're the vampires, and then equity is like garlic to them. Okay. Better yet, holy water. All right. Oh boy. Combined, these four provisions cost about $300 billion over 4 years. They are in effect, and if eventually extended beyond that date, the cost would more than double over the next decade. Complicated eligibility restrictions reduce the cost somewhat, but it would be better to not introduce these bad ideas in the first place. They're bad ideas. I mean, they're good ideas. This is that they're gonna cost y'all money. I mean, it's gonna cost us money. That's I get. Okay, they're trying to say. I mean, well, the reason they're saying it's bad is because it's gonna cost. Yeah, it's gonna put us further in debt. Is what they're saying. It's gonna cost us more money. Um. Okay, well, let's continue reading. Another costly mistake is the route lawmakers have taken on the treatment of non-corporate business. In 2017, lawmakers introduced a 20% deduction for business income that is taxed on the individual rate schedule and not at the corporate tax rate of 21%. Taxes on dividends and capital gains are second layer of the tax on corporate income. The non-corporate businesses, also known as pass-throughs, face a few changes in this bill, but the main change is that the deduction is made permanent and increased to 23%, which costs more than $700 billion over the next decade, $800 billion according to Joint Committee on Taxation. This will further decrease the effective tax rates and pass-throughs face on their income relative to corporate profits, making the tax code less neutral and with respect to business form. Okay, unfortunately, lawmakers chose these tax cuts over more effective measures to grow economies, such as permanence for the business. Let me see what permanence. Let's see what this means. House tax package could double economic growth impacted by prioritizing permanence over TCJ business provisions. There's a lot to go through, man. I just want to know what permanence means, honestly. Permanence. The state or quality of lasting or remaining unchanged indefinitely. Okay. Permanence? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, this ain't it. Wait, we do. I forget. Okay, here we are. Uh, we estimate that making permanent 100 bonus depreciation, expensing for domestic R&D and qualified structures, and the TCJA's less restrictive interest limitation would more than double the growth impact of the bill, resulting in an increase in long-run GDP of 1.6%. Adding permanence for those provisions would increase the revenue cost conveniently measured by about $600 billion over a decade, but after accounting for economic growth, the incremental dynamic revenue cost drops to about $200 billion. Let me see this. Check on DM real quick. Okay, and so as far as the ugly, we saw that the bad was more so them kind of attacking the like I said, the things that kind of helped the American people. I guess I mean, you know how it kind of goes with these business types. If you're not contributing towards their business, just how useful are you? Anyway, the ugly. The bill further complicates the tax code in several ways, sending taxpayers through a maze of new rules and compliance costs that, in many cases, probably outweigh any potential tax benefits. No tax on tips, overtime, and car loans comes with various conditions and guardrails that, if enacted, will likely require hundreds of pages of IRS guidance to interpret. The changes to the IRA credits, while commendable in many ways, keep in place some of the most complicated rules. Bonus credits for meeting prevailing wage and apprenticeship requirements, and add new foreign entity of concern restrictions that may make many of the credits cost prohibitive. While the bill provides new incentives for saving, the rules are so complex and narrowly targeting that few taxpayers will choose to go through the ordeal. The tax code is already littered with confusing array of special performances for savers, including tax preferred account for education, health retirement, and other purposes that go largely unused by low and middle income households. Rather than simplifying these rules and liberalizing them to allow saving for any purpose without penalty, universal savings accounts. The bill expands health savings accounts and, to a lesser degree, savings account for higher education for individuals with disabilities. Able accounts, drawing new lines to define eligible expenses and allowing larger contributions under certain conditions. The bill also adds something called Trump accounts, an entirely new type of incentive that includes a $1,000 baby bonus for children born over the next 4 years, courtesy of Uncle Sam, who's the taxpayers. The accounts encourage savings by allowing taxpayer contributions up to $5,000 a year that can grow tax-free until the beneficiary withdraws the money at age 18 or older, at which point the withdrawal is subject to capital gains tax if used for qualified expenses, including tuition, first home purchase, or small business expenses, or otherwise ordinary income tax plus a 10% penalty. Various other rules and conditions apply. This is more limited and restricted tax benefits than any of the existing savings incentives, such as 529 accounts, and is unlikely to be used at any great extent as a savings vehicle. The major effect is to introduce a new baby bonus entitlement that requires taxpayers to track yet another small dollar amount for 18 plus years. This is a missed opportunity for simply saving and improving financial security for all Americans. It's like, I don't like this. I really don't like this article. It's like the priority should be. It's like the priority they're saying should be set at saving the American taxpayers' money, and it's like, dude, like money is a tool, Money is a tool, but health is like where the value is. Human lives is where the value is, It's like, I'm not even necessarily trying to defend the bill. It's just like this interpretation of like where they're attacking is just like, it's just fugazi to me, Like I don't like it. The things that is like redeemable about the bill, are in other words, well, not redeemable, but what I'd rather say is the things that they are, the things they're replacing, what was normally accessible by everybody. What they're replacing that with is something that's, arguably, more subpar, than what we had already had. But these people are viewing what they replace, what they're replacing it with is what these new ideas. This article is presented as is also a bad idea. Yeah, I'm not with it. However, the bill also allows certain tax-exempt entities to contribute to Trump accounts under rules to be established by the Treasury Secretary, which could lead to substantial benefits for some account holders, as well as the bill establishes a new tax credit for donations to scholarship granting organizations, limiting the $5,000 per individual annually through 2029, which may be intended to work in tandem with Trump accounts. This could help many low-income and disadvantaged children receive a better education, but it requires a lot of rulemaking and administration by the Treasury Department and the IRS, which is already overwhelmed with the task of administering our complicated tax code and multiple benefit programs under current law. Okay. So that's the article in its entirety, and it's a little bit too opinionated for me, especially especially coming from the perspective of the business friendly. I'm not big business friendly at all. But I do want to go through the full analysis as well, because I think this may be more so empirical. It's more so to the fact and less opinions. However, we just won't be going through that today because it's late, and I lost pretty much all of my. I pretty much lost all of my viewers almost. But if you rock with me to the end, I very much so appreciate it. But we would definitely be going. What is this? I lost that article that fast. There it is right here. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be going through the. So yeah, next time I'm looking at either Monday, hopefully Monday, but maybe Tuesday. I'm gonna go through the other section of this article detailing the big bullshit plan bill, and again, this part looks a lot. I'm looking at it seems to be a lot more empirically based, like more fact based. Yeah, a lot of projections here. So this actually looks a lot more interesting than what I just read. Not gonna lie. But anyway, I mean, if you don't want to wait on me, I completely understand. But like, yeah, just go to taxfoundation.org. You can type in "big beautiful bill" on Google. It'll pop right up. I'm very sure. But yeah, let me go ahead and switch this over. Okay. But yeah, so I very much so appreciate everybody rocking with me. It's been a lot of fun reading through this stuff. I will be on tomorrow, maybe around towards the evening. I would say about 3:00 Central, and I'm gonna be just going through some videos, doing some video reactions, to making content for the week and all that stuff. Outside of that, not much else really going on. I'm gonna have some. I did have some videos, some footage I recorded a couple weeks back. I gotta get that chopped up and edited and all that stuff, and then release that. So that as far as content, small form content throughout as far as small form content is coming. Like I said, it's just a one man show over here. But it is on the way. What else do I need to tell y'all? Yeah. Anyway, like I said, for those individuals that is kind of old and all that stuff that may be watching the replay or actually in the chat right now, I'm trying to do the thing where I'm kind of researching throughout the week. Aside from like my editing and aside from everything else I got going on in my life, but I'm trying to live stream every day, every night, and for the most part, just kind of sticking around like research type of things. But like Sundays is usually when I'm doing like my main show, and then I normally come out with like content, like short form content throughout the week as well, to kind of like reel in like the viewers and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, man, this has been my research of the big beautiful bill. Definitely incomplete. Still got a lot to learn about it. Still got a lot to understand about it as well. I very much so appreciate y'all rocking with me and all that good stuff. But I've been hard thinking of the Chicago Black Delegation podcast. I appreciate you all subscribing. I appreciate you all liking. I appreciate you all sharing this stuff. But most importantly, even more important than all of that stuff, all that, YouTube algorithm nonsense is, have these conversations with your people. Like, listen, I know you love talking about video games. I know you love talking about social media. I know you love talking about, celebrity gossip and stuff like that. I get it. Like, the only way, the fastest way for us to jumpstart taking our communities back is not just, going outside and, interact with each other. But when we go outside and interact with each other, we got to start talking about these politics, bro. We got to be more we have to be more politically activated. We have to be talking about politics. We have to know politicians like we know sports and athletes, and basically the fact that this nation is just so backwards as far as its priorities is regarding entertainment being much more important than politics is crazy to me. I think how do I put this? I think it's really just this simple. Like, there's just nothing else. There's nothing else in America that people spend their money on, but don't even think about more than politics. Like, these are your tax dollars that come out of everything that you buy, everything that you make, that you earn. Your taxes are being funneled to the government, to your local government. Like, it is just imperative for you to understand what your money is going towards. Anyway, it's hella late. It's 3 a.m. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. It's been Chicago Black Days Podcast. I'm out of here.